If you got less than 60% in your 10th, 12th and BTech, does that mean there is no scope for you in IT industry? Because the companies who visit campuses like TCS, Wipro, HCL, Infi, the bulk hiring companies, they don't even allow these students to sit for their placement screening. So what's next? So this is one big question that has been asked to me over and over again by the students who are viewing my channel. I know you must have heard a lot of stories around this situation, but being a HR professional myself, I'll give you true facts because I have myself been to so many campuses where I hired students for the companies I was working for. I'm sure this video is going to be an eye-opener for you, and it's going to break a lot of myths that you have about IT industry and their hiring process for freshers. So in this video, I'll answer following questions. Number one, do IT companies even hire students who score below 60% in their 10th, 12th and BTech? Number two, why there is this screening criteria of 60%? What is the use of it? Why they do it? Number three, if these companies don't allow students to sit for placements who have below 60%, then what these students should do? What's next? How to get the job? Where to start from? And the last question on the list is very interesting. A lot of students has emailed me about this, that can they fake their percentage on resume because they want to get their resume shortlisted so that they can at least sit for the interview or placements, because otherwise they won't be allowed to sit for interview or placement. So is it right to fake percentages in resume? I'll answer that question as well. Stay tuned, we'll be there in few seconds. Welcome to Corporate Diaries. Welcome back guys. Let's start answering the questions one by one. And the most important question, is it true that companies don't hire freshers below 60%? And the answer is yes. Now which companies? Services companies which hire freshers in bulk, basically pick freshers from several colleges in campus placements, don't hire freshers who have scored less than 60% in their board exams and BTech. I know you must be thinking, why does that 60% ensure that people who score above are intelligent and who does not score up to 60 are dumb? Well, absolutely not. That's not the thought process of companies behind that screening process. Well, the thing is, in India, there are a lot of graduates who pass out every year. There are a lot of colleges, and these companies have a lot of choices to choose from. Now, to make the screening process little easier for themselves to screen out as much as candidate they can at various screening levels of the interview, they put such criteria. It has nothing to do with your intelligence or whether you are dumb or not. It has nothing to do with that. It's just a screening criteria to make less people reach the next round, so that when they finally interview someone, it is a manageable number. That's how it is. So does that mean it's the end of your career for students who have scored less than 60%? Absolutely no. I think you guys should feel lucky and celebrate it, because I'll tell you, the students who have scored above 60% and who get to sit in these placements will have a high chance of ending up in services companies like Wipro, TCS, Infosys, etc., because these companies hire in bulk and majority of students, IT students, get absorbed there. They will never get to see the real picture. They'll never get to know initially that the companies that they are in or they started their career with are the least desired brands in IT industry. You'll be surprised to know that there are some great product companies who don't even consider candidates from these companies, candidates who have always worked with such companies, services companies, whole their life. They are not even eligible to apply for product companies. On the other hand, you, my dear friend, because you have less than 60%, you will be forced to search out job by yourself in off campus, and there are high chance that you'll end up entering into a mid or small size product companies, because there are a lot of them, because obviously large huge services MNC setups won't allow you because you have less than 60%. So what left is real product companies, and they are thousands in numbers, so there's no scarcity. Don't feel that you are now left with nothing. That's not the case. There are tons of companies out there, and if you end up in a product company, doesn't matter small or big, nothing like it. That's like a new ray for your career. That's like a boost for your career. You will be more desirable candidate by bigger brands like Google, Microsoft, Goldman Sachs, and Cisco, Intel. Companies like these prefer to hire from product companies. Doesn't matter if they are from smaller. They prefer anyone who has done the end-to-end thing, who understands the technology, and that can happen only in product companies, not in services companies like these. Now you must be wondering why these famous companies are least desired in IT industry. I'll tell you the reason. Because these companies are services companies, and services companies are always dependent on product companies for their business and revenue. Product companies who feel that they have certain task or project which is quite mundane and repetitive in nature, and they don't want to have a in-house team for that particular task, they outsource it to get it done on a lower cost. And these companies, services company, do offer a very low cost to them, to the product companies, and get those projects. Now when you appear for interview or apply for these bigger companies, product companies, they already know what you have been doing. You have been doing the projects which they anyway didn't feel important for their organization, so that's the reason they have outsourced it. So why will they want to interview you? Make sense? I know now you must be wondering why the hell then these companies, these big MNCs, services companies, are so famous among colleges, students, and in common masses. Here is the reason. These services companies need to hire freshers in bulk. Reason is pretty clear. They have to deliver the project in lower cost, and who will do the work for less package? Freshers will do. They hire them in bulk and train them. So now to get lot of freshers, to offer lot of freshers, what they have to do? Where they'll find lot of freshers? In colleges. How many colleges? More the better. So they started visiting lot of colleges, these companies, even tier 2 colleges, and they offer lot of candidates, lot of students in every college. So they became pretty famous than other companies because they were not offering so many candidates. So, and this in turn made a solid impression in the minds of students and people that if there is a job that exists for freshers, it is with Wipro, HCL, Infosys, Accenture, Genpact, etc. There is no other company who give good package job to freshers. Now product companies can't do this. They don't hire freshers in bulk because their work is such, they require more experienced people than freshers. If there is any opportunity for fresher, like 3-4 opportunities, they just visit one college or maximum 2, because that is sufficient for them to hire 3-4 engineers or students at fresher level. Even though they pay really well and their work is out of the world, they could not make that solid impression among students and parents, and their brand remained lesser known than these brands. And there are a lot of product companies who don't even go to campuses, and that is the main reason why they remain unfamiliar to lot of masses, students, our society. They don't know about it. Today also, if you go and ask your parents which is better, Infosys or Goldman, Wipro versus Cisco, or HCL versus Intel, the possibility is they'll tell Infosys, Wipro, HCL is better than the other 3. So now the question is what to do, where to start, how to get the job. Here are the steps. Number 1, be very strong mentally, because you are going to face those questions from your parents or people around you, maybe your friends. So be thick-skinned and don't listen to them, because I am telling you, I am associated with IT industry for 10 good years, and I can assure you those companies are just not even 1%. There is a whole ocean to discover. Don't be upset just because in one corner you couldn't find your space. Number 2, aim for product companies. Now, doesn't matter small or big or medium, whatever size, product companies value your skills than your scores and which college you pass out from. If you can prove your skills in the interview, it does not matter how much you scored, 45% or 95%, they are going to hire you. And that too at a very good package. They pay really well, the product companies. So step number 3, instead of crying for your percentages, spend that time on polishing your skills for the profiles you wish to see your career in. And how you do that, I have already done a video on this topic, so you can check that out if you wish to. If you have no clue what skill set you need to have for which profile, check that out. Even if you don't know what you aspire to be, what you are good at that, then also this video will be helpful to you. Then next step is, once you have confidence in your skills and you have discovered the profile that you'll aim for, start applying for jobs off campus. Next step is create your LinkedIn profile. Now, don't create it for the sake of it. I have seen students just putting their name and picture, which college they are pursuing their degree from, and from where they did their 10th, 12th, max their co-curricular activities. That's all. Do you call that a LinkedIn profile? If you are creating just for the sake of it, it is as good as not having any profile on LinkedIn. Please make sure that you create it and you complete the profile, and then you actively network on the platform. And how you create a very good and rich profile as an experienced professional, I've already described it in the video here which I've created for LinkedIn platform, so you can check that out. I have specifically called out a section in the video dedicated to freshers, that how they can have a rich LinkedIn profiles just like experienced professional. So you'll get points there what to write in your LinkedIn profile. And if you still have that excuse after watching this video that I'm a fresher, I don't know what to write, what will I write, I'm just a fresher, then nobody can help you. So you have to create a good profile there, and you have to follow related hashtags related to the profile you have been looking for, and actively engage on various posts and connect with people. Share relevant posts. If you have nothing to post, that's also okay. You can engage in the comment section when somebody posts, reply to them or ask questions to them. There are a lot of creators who create content to help freshers, but I don't know why freshers just don't want to put any effort. They want somebody to spoon feed them all the information. And while you are following these hashtags, actively look and search for jobs on LinkedIn, because there is a lot of postings that keeps coming up. Plus apply for internships as well. For internships you can even start applying now while being in college. That will help you a lot, especially if you have to later search a job in off campus. Then the internships will really help you, and you never know, if you do your internship really well with whole heart dedication, they'll convert you. And I think that's the easiest way to land in a job, because internship interviews are not very difficult like you have once you are graduate. So try doing all that, plus be very active on other job portals also, for example Indeed and Naukri.com, and make sure that from time to time you look for the opportunities and apply to them. If you use these suggestions genuinely, I am 100% sure that you'll land in something that will kickstart your career. So now answering the last question on the list is, should you fake your percentage on your resume? Because with less percentage it doesn't get screened positively, you don't get calls for interviews or don't get to sit into placements. So is it a good idea to put a higher number there? The answer is no. Because when you put a higher number and later when it is discovered that you have a lower percentage, it will play negatively, very negatively, and against you. You'll not be successful in finding job. My suggestion is, instead of faking a big number there, just don't put it altogether. Don't put your percentages. If you have something great to showcase, like you have achieved 99%, then it's worth mentioning it there. Otherwise it's all the same. You must be thinking if you scored 70-80%, it's a big deal. As a HR, I can tell you, we get thousands of resume which have those percentages, so it doesn't make you unique. So there's no reason to put it there. Avoid putting it if you fear that if you put it, it will not be screened. That also happens. Some people who gets rejected in an interview, they blame it on their percentage. Oh, they must have seen my percentages, so they rejected me. That's not the case. If they are interviewing you, that means they are interviewing your skills. If they wanted to reject you on your percentage, they would have already done that. So the key takeaway is, yes, there are few companies who don't hire candidates who have scored less than 60% in their board exam and BTech. Reason I have told you, but these are very less companies, not even like 1%. There are thousands of companies out there, so try your luck out there. You have to go through the off-campus selection process, but you will definitely find something that kickstarts your career. So that's all, guys. That was what I wanted to share with you all. Hope you find it useful. If you still have doubts and you feel there is something which is not answered in this video, you can leave those questions in the comment section. I'll answer them to the best of my abilities, and then you keep on watching more content on this channel to be corporate ready. I'll see you in my next video. Till then, stay safe and healthy. Take care. Bye.